I went up to the rock store yesterday on the Duke 690, using up that back tire because it's still got plenty of life left in the edges. Even though the center strip is almost done, I want to kind of use the rest of it. It's funny hopping on this bike after the Duke 690 because it feels like very similar, like riding position and handling and everything, except you could tell that it weighs way more. It feels like it weighs like 100 pounds more. But I was talking to a guy about the Superduke, and I go, man, it's funny, you know, like just that quick, like how many modifications like that I've done to that bike, you know, like without even thinking about it. And he's like, what do you mean, you know? And I started like adding them up, and it's like, dude, I've done 6 things to this bike. And like, I mean, I've barely even owned it, and I don't even really feel like I've done all that many modifications to it, you know? Like, I don't feel like I've totally tricked this bike out or anything like that. And definitely haven't done anything to make it faster, you know, that's for sure. But I've already done 6 things to this bike. And first thing I did to this bike is I took off the factory mirrors and I put on the bar end mirrors, and I put on the throttle lock. That was like the 2 first things that I did to this bike. Dude, it is so windy right now, this is freaking crazy. It's another one of these windy days. And then I did the paint, the orange paint powder coat on the subframe and the rims. And at the same time, like when I put it back together, I got new tires for it. And I consider that a mod because I like these tires a lot better than the OEM tires that came on this bike. And I like Continental tires just in general, but these new Conti Road Attack 3s are freaking awesome, dude. They're like totally awesome. And then another thing I did to it is I got the tank grip stuff, like those 3 pieces from KTM Power Parts, that it's like the 2 sides and the center, down like where your legs and your crotch touch the tank. I got those pieces, like rubbery material. And the last thing I did to it is I got a tail tidy and put on a tail tidy, made the rear end look nice and clean. I love doing a tail tidy. You know, a lot of times that's like the first thing I do to a bike. That's what I did. I was talking to a guy and I'm like, damn, that's like 6 things that I've done to this bike, and like I don't even really feel like I've done anything, you know? Like, I didn't add up how much money that it was for all 6 of those things. But yeah, so I just figured I'd talk about that. It's funny how quickly and without even realizing it, how many things we could do to our bikes. Yeah, and nowadays, you know, it's like the amount of companies that are making aftermarket products, and it's unreal, like the amount of mods that someone can do to a bike. It's all up to how much money you want to spend nowadays, you know? Like it used to be, there's only a certain amount of mods available, and now it's like, gee, you could go to town. You could buy like $4,000 rims, you could freaking just completely deck your bike out like crazy, man. So I just figured I'd talk about that, talk about the Superduke for a minute here. So you guys have a good day, great day, and I will talk to you next time. Peace. All right. Well, what a difference a day makes. I'm leaving work and it is 99.5. I knew it was going to get up higher than 92 or 93. I totally knew that was a low estimate based off of the temperature that it was this morning. But the temperature hasn't changed, man. It's still 99.8 right now. It's pretty freaking warm. Doesn't feel too bad though. It's like I've said about gear before, you know, it's like on a day like this, you're actually better off wearing a jacket. Like, you'd think you'd be hotter, but I've got like a nice little sweat going on like right now, and anytime, like if I just like lean forward a little bit and let some air in my collar, dude, it hits that sweat on my body and freaking instantly cools me off. where if I was in like a t-shirt right now, like not only would my arms be getting like totally sunburned, but it'd take about a mile or two to dry all the sweat off of your body, and then at that point you're just hot, you know, like there's like you're not getting any cooling from the air because the air is too hot. You gotta have sweat to freaking make that happen. And tomorrow's actually like supposed to be like 15 degrees cooler or something, but wait and see. I can always tell like by whatever temperature it is in the morning. Like usually the high is about 30 degrees higher than the low, and this morning the low, like this morning it was 69 degrees, so that makes sense that it got up to 99, because usually around here it'll go up about 30 degrees in the summertime. So that's what I use, that's the formula that I use to judge the days, you know, to kind of tell like what kind of gear I'm going to want